Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do not attempt this at home. Vitiated how-to will not be responsible because you decided to be a cheap ass and not hire a professional.
On with the show.
Today, we're removing the battery, or swapping batteries, in a 2019 GLE 43 AMG. There's a lot of things I researched, and everything says it's under the driver's seat. It is not. Mine is not. Mine is under the passenger seat, just like the GL is. So what you're going to want to do is you want to lift the seat up and all the way forward as far as you can. As far as you can. Next you're going to want to do is remove this air duct. I've already done it once to make sure that's where it was at. Okay, you get that out of the way. This here, you want to take those and lift those clips and lift it up like so, and it comes out. Next thing you're going to do, this is tricky because it's a full motion. You got to do this because this here is got a plastic rivet way the hell up here. So when it goes that way. And on my GL, I broke it because I couldn't get the damn thing out. So I broke the damn thing to get it out. It still works though, but it's just a pain in the ass, okay? You're going to want to pull this. And if you see how that goes, come on. See how it's turning? And then you just want to keep doing that. Just got to work your way out. And when you put it back, it's the same way you just took it out, but it's a real pain in the ass. There's the plastic rivet, okay? Now that you got that out, you got one connector there, and you got one way the hell up there. It's way up there. And they are 10 millimeter. Now, there's two ways to go about doing this, okay? One, you can connect the jumper box. And what I mean by jumper box is that right there. Because when you pull the battery out of the 19, you have to reset a bunch of things. You have to reset the windows, you have to reset the steering wheel controls, and you got to reset the sunroof. So if you're going to do the jumper cable thing, I'm not for sure what I'm going to do yet. But if you're going to do the jumper box, there's your ground. Pull that piece back there, and there's your hot. And you just set the box on there and turn the box on and just let it sit. That's all you got to do. You don't do nothing else. But there's a tricky part to it. This is where it gets real fucking tricky. If you look down into this box here, all this metal and everything, there's nothing coated that will protect it if that thing down there, I can't remember what the hell it's called, battery cable, if it hits any of this fucking metal, it will blow your computer because you got power to it, and it causes a whole bunch of fucking problems. So there's that. Me being who I am, and I know how to reset everything, I'm not doing the jumper box because I'm trying not to cut this. Because I'm probably eventually going to have to cut it. And how to know if you need to cut it there's a, you just have to feel right there. There's a hole there, and there's not one there. So this is the side you cut. Same way with the GL. There's a little bitty hole there, so this is the direction you're gonna cut if you have to cut it. But I'm gonna try to avoid it, because last time it was just, it made things worse. It made it easier, but later on it was worse over the years. So there's that. Let's get to it. All right, next thing you're gonna wanna do is you got 2 nuts right there. You got one there and one right there. The 13 millimeter, you're gonna need pretty damn long extension to get down in there, to get to it. And then you undo it. Which ain't nothing to it. Come on. Oh, bitch. Second one's a little harder to get to than the first one is, because you got the, oh, you bitch. Then you're going to need a cheap Harbor Freight magnet, little thing here, to get the nuts out with, and the plate. Sometimes you can get lucky and use the extension and pull it out, but it just depends, because sometimes these extensions, there's too much chrome in them, so it almost makes them like stainless steel to where you can't really get them out, use them for a magnet thing or whatever. So sometimes it just depends. Ah, shit, I'm gonna have to pull that ground out. Oh well. Alright. Alright. I ended up pulling this ground off this post because I can't get it out no other way. And on the GL, that piece is not there. So I don't know if they discovered something later or what. And you just pull it out, and yes, that was a penny, but I didn't drop it. Okay. Your next thing is you're going to want to disconnect this, that drain tube right there. It's important because if you break that, you're screwed. Because that's how the battery vents. And there's a drain plug down there. That because it's under warranty, is the only reason why I'm not touching that drain plug. But for everybody that has any of these damn Mercedes, that plug is there to keep this box, your battery box here, from filling full of water from your sunroof or from the moonroof. You pull that damn plug out right there, and it never fills with water, ever. Trust me on that. I had that problem with my GL, and no one still ain't figured out what the problem is. I'm not for sure what it is yet. I've checked, but I haven't found it. And from what I've gathered so far, it wasn't the sunroof. But the headliner's falling down, so I'm assuming it's probably the moonroof crack somewhere. But neither here nor there. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna try not to have to pull this damn thing. So we're gonna try this. I'm gonna disconnect the negative first and see if I can pull the battery out, because the positive is supposed to be long enough to be able to pull the whole battery out. It's supposed to be, doesn't necessarily mean it is. It's supposed to be, because on my GL I can pull the whole battery out without disconnecting the positive, because I really don't want to have to cut that. But back then I didn't know that, so I went ahead and cut it. Or actually, I didn't cut it, somebody else did, and it made life easier. It may or may not make life easier for you or for you not, I don't know. But here we go. Okay. Now you gotta be... What the fuck? You gotta be kidding me. That's all it's holding this damn thing together? Man, that is crazy. Holy sh... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's crazy, because my GL doesn't have that. Oh well, okay. This is going to take 2 hands, so it's a pretty heavy damn battery. Move this out of the way, because if this gets damaged, I have no idea what will happen. And I really don't want to find out, because it's still under warranty, and I don't want to get in trouble for fucking with this. Alright, here I go. Well, I got the battery out. It took some finagling. And what you have to do, there's no way around it, is when you shine your light down in here, I suggest you use your phone, because in that way you can see better. But you're going to want to disconnect this one, unscrew it a little bit, because it's going to be sitting like this on the battery. So you're going to want to undo this one and not this one, and then you're going to have to lift it up and move it to the side over here and just kind of let it sit there, and then you can pull the battery out without cutting anything. Makes it real easy. See, in the GL, this wire was fucking long enough. It's real long. This one here, it's not. So hopefully I don't have to cut nothing and put it back. But I didn't have to cut it to get it out, so it shouldn't be too bad. It came out pretty easy once I disconnected the positive side. I just don't know how the hell I'm gonna get it back in there. Oh, and a little side note, this here is a pain in the fucking ass. I didn't want to cut it because the car's still under warranty. So if I start fucking with shit, then I don't know what voids the warranty, what don't. And there you go. It ended up pulling out on me, but you can slide the tube back down in there and just kind of pull it up a little bit. All you do is pull the grommet out and slide it in, and then you just tug on it a little bit to where it sticks out like that, as you can see, and then you just put the grommet back. Now, if the car wasn't under warranty, I wouldn't be putting the grommet back. I'd just hang the tube down there, and I'd leave it open, or I'd drill some holes in this, so that way, if water ever got in here, it would drain out. That drain plug right there. There's one in the back too, on the driver's side, I think behind that speaker where the baffle is in this car too, but it goes back in pretty easy. All right, now before you put the battery back in, you need to take the positive and wedge it somewhere, because when you try to put this in, you're not going to be able to get your hands in there to do it unless you have really small hands. If you have really small hands, then you're not going to be able to hold the damn battery. It's pretty heavy. I'm doing good to do it. But anyway, you got to get it in there. You got to get one side to wedge in there, and you got to make sure it's here. So, or you can just cut it and do it, whichever. Mine's still under warranty, so I'm not cutting anything. But that's what you got to do. This is just a side note. Make sure you get this housing down exactly the way it was, because if you don't, you have a 1/2 inch between the bottom of the seat when it's all the way down and the top of that. And if you don't have it exactly the way it was, when you go to put the seat backwards, it will bend the hell out of that and it will break it. So you better be very mindful about how you put it back. So remember exactly the way you took it all out, you have to put it back that way.